So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Utkarsh. I live in Poland and I make vlogs. So in case if you're watching this face for the very first time, just make sure to check out my channel and consider subscribing to my channel. So basically in this video, I'm collaborating with a Norwegian YouTuber. He lives in Norway. We're gonna discuss all the points of studying in Poland versus Norway. So it's gonna be a really interesting series of videos. So just make sure to stick around with all the series. And without further ado, let's start with the video.
So, welcome Utkarsh, and hopefully it's an exciting Sunday for you in Poland.
It's my pleasure to be on your platform with you.
Very exciting, right? We both live in Europe in a similar time zone, but in totally two different countries in many ways. One kind of the most expensive, at least in the way how things function, and one which is
very affordable,
affordable side. I would not use the word cheap, but I would say affordable side. Let's talk about the differences and the exciting things about the two countries we're living in.
First of all, I would like you to introduce yourself because my audience is really curious. They are seeing you on my channel and this is the first time.
Hey everyone, this is Pawan here, and I'm currently working in Norway. I'm based out of Oslo. So I came to Europe to do my master's in Spain and UK through this scholarship called Erasmus Mundus, and currently I'm heading international projects team here in a company, and I'm just a recent into YouTube, so I'm not a big time YouTuber, but I'm just excited to bring the options on career, study and mindset, and also do some vlogs. So I'm super inspired and excited by vloggers like you, Utkarsh, and others out there. So it's also a small thing trying to make a difference and kind of bring about the knowledge out there. So thank you so much for having me on your channel.
It's my pleasure. So guys, just make sure you check out his channel as well. He has plenty of great videos regarding scholarship and studying in Norway. Good content he has. So just make sure to check out his channel. I'll put that in the link in the description. People should choose Norway. Study.
I think Norway is, there's several factors, and for me, one of the biggest factors to study in Norway is the education is completely free. So there are few universities, but really world-renowned universities who are highly known for its specific field, and most of the universities are public, so that makes it completely free for both Norwegians and non-Norwegians to come and study for free. And I think that's a great option to study here because there's a lot of good balance in terms of gender diversity. So it's a very Scandinavian model in terms of how they go about life, and it has a very beautiful nature. It's an exciting experience to have. So that's one of the reasons I would say one can come and study.
Yeah, I've seen a few pictures of Norway. It just looks, I don't know, it looks like heaven.
Well, it's living in, means you have the world's, northernmost university across the world, which is in Norway. So, and also you get to see huge difference in the weather, right? You get to see a completely darkened weather in winter versus almost sun never sets in summer, which is true to a certain part of Norway. A lot of exciting things to know about Norway and how Norwegian culture is and how people go about their lifestyle, and it's very different than what you might have used to a typical other countries. To really have that experience and exposure and see how things work in balance, harmony, with no corruption, no general issues like what we generally face in many of the other nations. I think this is a perfect country to be and explore. And why would you don't want to spend your time studying for free? That's something which not many countries offer, right?
For that, they have to study in the local Norwegian language, or also study in English is for free?
So the education is free in general, but having said that, for example, for bachelors, you have very limited in subjects in English. So you have few of them, maybe around 20 to 25 of the courses are in English, spread across probably 10 to 12 universities across Norway. So the options are very limited in bachelors because generally most of the bachelor courses are in Norwegian. While coming to masters, it increases quite significantly. So you have over 200 to 250 master courses in English and in many universities. So masters and PhD onwards, it's all in English. As I said, everywhere it's free in the public universities to study.
Would you like to name some top unis, like name of the top universities in Norway, like which are highly ranked?
Yeah, means within the top 200 in the world, there is University of Oslo and University of Bergen. But if I have to name like top 5, I would say NTNU, which is Norwegian Technological University, which is quite popular, and it's the biggest university in terms of the number of students enrolling and the faculties what it has. and you have University of Tromsø, you have University of the few specific universities like NMBU, which is for life sciences. Then you have University of Stavanger, University of Southwest Norway. I would say these are kind of the most popular or known ones, I would say, in Norway, but you have many smaller ones too.
Scholarship, like do they provide some scholarship if some program is paid, for example? So do the like government or the universities, they provide scholarship for international students or no?
There used to be a scholarship scheme called quota scheme before, which used to be specifically between specific countries, but it doesn't exist anymore. The only scholarships you can get in Norway is through Erasmus program, or it is called Nordplus, where they have some bilateral cooperation with specific African countries or specific South Asian and Southeast, but they're very limited and they're very specific to specific programs. The other way people can get scholarship to study in Norway is mainly for masters through Erasmus Mundus scheme, which is funded by the European Commission, but to Norwegian universities. Or you have specific programs in some of the universities which is related to your developmental stuff, and there you can apply directly to the programs. Since the education is free, there is nothing really like a scholarship now anymore. The only way you can get is through some other specific programs which is run by the Norwegian universities.
Okay, like we have similar things in Poland, like there are few scholarships from Polish government, but they are only for those sort of like few African countries or few Asian countries, agreements with the countries, and they give them stipend and then you can study for free. So yeah, it's all like that. But also in Poland, like the Polish universities, if you have scored like above 4.5 average in all the subjects in 2 semesters, then you can apply for scholarship from the 3rd semester.
Okay.
But it also depends upon the university, like it depends upon university.
And is it mainly for Polish, or it's for anyone?
No, I mean it's for international people.
Okay.
Because most of the time the Polish, they study for free, so yeah.
Okay, and what about the top universities in Poland, if you have to name few?
I would say the top universities in Poland is University of Warsaw. The capital is Warsaw. So the first one will be University of Warsaw. The second one will be the Warsaw University of Science and Technology. It's called like Politechnika Warsaw. It's for the best college for engineering. And there's like for management, there's like Kosminski. It's actually a private university, but it's like the top university for management in Poland. And fourth, I would say AGS, University of Science and Technology, is also another like college for engineering. It's like one of the best college. And fifth will be Politechnika of Wrocław, the city in which I live in, the Wrocław University of Science and Technology. So I would say these are the top 5 colleges in Poland. And most of them are like for engineering.
NTNU and stuff. NTNU is really popular for engineering sciences, and within NTNU you have several different stuff. While University of Oslo is much more for medicine and social sciences and that kind of stuff. And Bergen is very popular for marine and naval stuff. So it's kind of spread out in Norway how things function across the universities. And Stavanger is kind of very much known for oil and gas, petroleum stuff. But NTNU kind of is the overarching for all kind of engineering, I would say.
What are the admission criteria? Like what are the requirements to get enrolled in a Norwegian university for bachelor's?
Bachelor's is a bit tricky bit, because in bachelor's in Norway has specific rules for specific countries. For some countries, it's okay in Norway that you have just 16 years of education and then you can just directly enroll. While in some countries you need that extra 1 year.
Bachelor's is quite tricky to get the admission, right? Because
yeah, the thing with Norwegian is in Norway is basically for bachelor's you need that extra bit of 1 year. For some of the countries, for example, if you so people who are coming from India or from Pakistan, etc., they need that extra 1 year. So what happens is you need to do that. In some universities in Norway, you have this foundational year, so you can actually come and study in Norway or in in Sweden, and then you will get enrolled in Norway from the second year. But in most of the cases, you should have that extra year in your own home country. Just the same thing like in Germany or in even Netherlands, in some cases is the same. But for masters, if you have a proper recognized bachelor's by AICTE, by Indian authorities, and then people can directly apply for a master's. And the requirements are very simple. You have the standard procedure. Everything is online. It's free. The application is free in the public universities. and it's your CV, motivation letter, any other documents which can enhance you to get an opportunity to get that master's. IELTS or TOEFL for English language requirement. That is a letter of references, recommendations, what you get from people who know you. There are few things. Since it's free, the competition could be a bit higher because there could be many people applying for, and one needs to make a solid effort to make a good application. Why they think they're the good candidate or the right candidate for that.
Covered basically all the topic related to study in Poland and Norway.
So one thing I want to ask related to Poland with regards to studies is how is the recognition of this degree in general outside of Poland, and when you go back, or you have any clue about that? Or
I mean, I would say like the degrees from Polish universities, they are like recognized all over the world. So it's just like the same degree you get from Norway, because the degrees which get is from the the European Union, is from the like Europe, so it works everywhere. It's fine. Like you can continue, you can after you graduate, you can start looking for jobs. And I've seen like most of the people, if you have like real skills, you'll get the job. It's not like unlike India, in which companies come, they take the like candidates, like the campus placement. It doesn't work like here in I would say in Europe in general, or maybe it's different in other countries, but in Poland it doesn't work like that. You have to apply by your own self, and you need to have skills, like real skills, because when they hire an international candidate, they have to actually show the Polish government that why they are hiring international people for the same place rather than a local like Polish citizen. So you need to have like skills.
The procedure is same like in Poland. The only thing is here the Norwegian companies do not have to show such a thing related to international. But the procedure, as you mentioned, is the same thing. There's no such thing called campus placement or something. It's all you have to apply directly to the company. You have some open days where companies come, you can give your CV. But
exactly. We have similar things, like job fairs. But like I've seen like nobody gets the job in that. Like it's quite
then
weird.
You have the graduate assessment days when people apply, and then you have to go through a company for 2 days for interviews and presentations, whatnot. So it's very independent stuff.
Exactly. So the universities, they don't have a major role in that. I mean, you have to be yourself, like independent.
You have to find a job by yourself. Of course, the universities have career services who can guide you, prepare you better, give you tips on how to make a better CV and how to be ready for a job market. But that's it. They don't get companies on board to find your company. So yeah.
So guys, I think we have talked basically everything about study, and this will be the first part of the video. And I would say we will continue other parts in the second video. So stay tuned for that.